Today I've been thinking about the word crux. Well, actually, I started thinking about it last night, kind of stuck in my head. What it means, crux. The combination of exploding and compressing factors, where right before a volcano goes off, it's so tight that the lava has nowhere else to go, and then eventually the pressure reaches a certain point where it explodes. Now, I don't know if a volcano chooses, because I don't know if it's a sentient something. I mean, I don't know. Anything could be sentient, I guess. But people, we get into a situation, sometimes we can't choose. PTSD, you don't get to choose. It does that kind of compressing and exploding factors, and it just explodes, and you have no control over it. The point that you do have control is when you have a bunch of those, and then you're choosing whether or not you're going to go see a therapist or do some kind of emotional or spiritual work or whatever you're going to choose to do to get to that point where it soothes, I guess, or it's peaceful. And there's that compressing and exploding moment, and it's so uncomfortable. It makes the whole life look like it sucks, and moments where you don't want to get out of bed, and moments where you want to scream or rip yourself out of your body, rip your face off. I mean, I know it sounds exaggerating, but that's kind of how it feels like for me, where nothing feels right. I could go through a list of every single good thing in my life, and in that moment, it's all bad. Everything's bad. And I don't really know how to change those moments when I'm in them. And so that's when I, re-engage in healing or find a new approach. The approach I'm in right now is I see a therapist regularly. And I can't tell everybody go and do that. I'll do another thing on therapists at some point, because there are so many interesting things about therapists. And I'm sure most people don't tell anybody. But I'll tell you how interesting it is to be in therapy. But exploding and compressing factors, the crux, to go in or to not go in, go in or out. And I've chosen out multiple times. This week alone, I've chosen out multiple times, because I don't want to do it. So you stop. So the compressing factors reach that pitch, and then you stop. You just sit back and you go, okay, I am so not fucking doing this. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to see what an explosion looks like. I don't want to see what I have to learn about this. And, I don't even know if I'm not going to call it learn, because I think it's a bullshit thing. That's another word for today. I think learning something from trauma, learning something from this process of healing is not a reason to go into it. The reason to go into it is undefined. For me, it's undefined. I don't know if it's undefined for you. There's people that know exactly why they're going in to heal, what exactly the thing is that they want to have, or they're missing, or whatever. I don't know. It's probably so shattered or fractured into so many different positions and places that when I think about healing now, there's so many different objectives that latching onto one is hard. So what is my one today that I'm latching onto, which is the reason to allow the volcano to explode? Wow. Can I even come up with one today? Maybe not. And that is the point in terms of healing. Can you come up with one reason? I always have my fallback, writing. If there are too many days in a row that I can't write because the confusion, because the crux keeps coming back and forth to where it's interrupting my word flow, interrupting my thoughts, interrupting my ability to even know how to spell at times. If that happens, then I need to reinvestigate and invest my time in healing, because it is one thing that is that important to me. I mean, my relationships are really important to me, but I've adapted, as a lot of people do. I've adapted so that even while I'm feeling fucked up, I still know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when my kids were 5. I still could be funny when I did it. I still could go do loads of laundry and go to work and do all the other shit that I'm supposed to do, because I'm a taskmaster and I know how to drag myself through things and do all of that. So healing no longer can be about all the fucking shit that I can get done and look good doing it. Healing has to be about me. Somehow it has to be about me, and I don't know what that means yet. And when I do it, each time I go into therapy, or each time I reinvest, or each time I wake up in the morning and say I'm going to do it again, each time I do it, there's that point of the crux, in or out, the choice. We get a choice. Volcano probably doesn't get a choice. I'm sure the plates underneath the earth are forcing it to make that choice. And maybe I'm being forced in the same way. Maybe the earth, the rhythm of the earth, is also forcing me to make a choice. And because of free will and we have consciousness, we get to choose where a volcano doesn't get to choose. But the forces of the plates are pushing me towards a place, towards a spot, towards a crux to heal. Damn, that sucks. But one thing about every crux is that there's this moment, like in a snowstorm like this, when it's absolutely silent. And you know you're on the cusp of that leap, the leap out of the volcano. It's one of the most pristine, horrifying, terrifying, poignant moments, I think. For me, anyway. That's how I see it. I see it as that. So I can't tell you to leap. I can't even tell you not to leap. The only thing I can tell you is that's what I experience when I am in the crux. The silence.